Okay, awesome. Thank you so much. I'm so glad that we're meeting, Williams. You're so awesome. You just are a light of just your smile just makes me so happy already this morning. What time is it where
Thank you.
you are?
It's almost 3 p.m., 2:52 p.m. now.
Okay, in Nigeria.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Fantastic. Williams Bill. Okay, so Williams Bill Jr. And
Yeah.
your company is can you tell us what your company is?
It's a billion virtual. I call it billion because iron is a part of an element. So the company is part of me. Just an idea I had that's now a company. So billion. That's yeah, that's the
I
idea behind.
love it because it's like you're a songwriter too, and
Yeah.
I'm a singer songwriter and a wannabe freestyle rapper. I'm a wannabe. But I love we love the play on words because it's like I never thought of that like because it's billions but it's billions.
So it's I think it's also a good conversation starter. People think I'm trying to refer to billion, but they don't know it's me trying to say it's an ion. It's just part of an idea I had. So yeah, it's an amazing conversation starter.
It is. I love that. Oh my God, I love that so much. Bill Ion. See, that's why we here, man. So I'm asking you because you're experiencing such growth and expansion, really helping people. And you were starting to tell me about your story about how, you found your sweet spot of being able to be of service. And I love, so if you don't mind, if you could just run it back just to where you said you started on Facebook and then you made the transition. Can you tell people about that? Because I think it's very important. And then we'll go from there.
So I started on Facebook. I've been freelancing since I got out of high school in 2016, 2017. Then COVID hit, I did some work for some people, and then I thought this is really cool stuff. Why not make it a business? Made it a business. Then I wasn't since I started on Facebook all 2020 till 20 mid almost mid 2021. But I wasn't like I was because I always look at my goals, even if I don't hit all of them. There's some of them I expect to hit, and I wasn't hitting the important ones. And I found out that was because the outreach I was doing on Facebook wasn't really working.
Okay.
Like my market wasn't really on Facebook at all. It wasn't at all. So I remember that I had a LinkedIn account. So I came on LinkedIn, confused, very confused the first couple of weeks. So what I did was I filled up my calendar with network meetings I could find and try to connect with people that I liked what they posted and just building relationships and being at network meetings, just listening to what everyone else was doing. And I did that for months. When I came on LinkedIn for a while, for I think for almost 3-4 weeks, one time I didn't have any clients, but I just kept on doing the network meetings and
Yeah.
outreach. And after some time, I just saw that people were just the first thing you notice if things are going right for you on LinkedIn, like I think not just me, but other people on LinkedIn that have witnessed this is when someone you've never talked to on LinkedIn reaches out to you to ask questions of what you do and just ask about you. So I started getting that and started getting clients like that way. And then from network meetings, people are focusing about it. And I met on network meetings really come back to me and say, hey, can you do this for me? And then I do it and they like it and then tell someone else. So it's building relationships that really helped on LinkedIn. I think that's the way social media should go. And just building those relationships really help. I'm being consistent with building them though. Yeah, they really help.
That is amazing. So, wow, so much you said there because what I see, and now, did you experience this too? It's like at first, right when you started, or when you first of all you started on Facebook. So it sounds like to me what I'm hearing you say is that you really kind of cut your chops on Facebook as far as like really um getting used to broadcasting, maybe getting used to posting. And so it was kind of still a training ground. Would you say that, like, as far as getting in the habit of being consistent and things like that, even though you didn't get the results that you wanted? Would you say that that was an important part of your process? Would you? count that
Yeah,
out for people?
yeah, it was definitely. I was consistent on Facebook. I went on groups. At one time, I think there's a time on LinkedIn for 2 weeks. I pledged to be consistent to do live videos, and I did it. So
Okay.
I was live. I was doing that. So when I came on LinkedIn, I saw that the same effort I was putting in was yielding way more, me way more results. And I kind of like the vibe on LinkedIn. The kind of supportive spirit on LinkedIn really kept me on the platform. It's not like that on Facebook. On Facebook, I think Facebook is a place where people just come to meet friends, have fun, and all that. It's a cool
Right.
place if you're looking for friends and all that. But I think LinkedIn is a balance of friendship, business, and everything. So yeah, that's what really kept me on LinkedIn. So Facebook really taught me how social connections should go and that consistency. Yeah,
That is fantastic. Yeah. And so you got into your rhythm, got into your groove on Facebook. I asked that because I recognize in my journey that's true too, because I have a Facebook page, I have a Facebook group. I'm part of a lot of Facebook groups, and I have an Instagram. And Instagram really helped me to tap into my creativity and broadcasting, and like in terms of, creating videos and content. My content creation, I really honed in on with uh, on Instagram. So by the time I came to LinkedIn, which is just in January of this year, I had found my voice, but I hadn't
yeah,
really, just like you said, found my people, my communities that really because I think a big part of what we get to learn, especially in entrepreneurship from that perspective, is that we want to work with people that we like, too. We want to
yeah,
make sure we want to say, hey, I have something that I know can help your company to grow. And then also reach out for services that we need amongst the community and the people that we meet on LinkedIn, because now we've built trust. And so I love how you said that you came to LinkedIn, and that it took a while still, and that you were intentional to not just start selling on LinkedIn, because I think that's where a lot of people go wrong. They think they're going to click over to LinkedIn and they're just that, oh, that's where the money's at. So they're just going to be able to now start using their sequences on LinkedIn, and they're just going to start rolling in the cash. But that's not the right way to go about it, is it?
yeah. It's just finding your style and sticking to it because
Hmm.
on LinkedIn, some people come on and they try to sound like everyone else but themselves, and there's this trend of like people focusing on like the number of likes they get on LinkedIn and views. But I know some amazing content creators on LinkedIn, some really good ones that barely get any likes, but their content is very good. It's really quality stuff.
Yeah.
So I think it's finding your style, sticking to it, and just moving on with it. That's how the results come.
Yes. And I'm willing to bet that there's a lot of people that have amazing content on LinkedIn that get their customers, and they don't need a lot of likes. That's not what they're there for. They're there to be of service and then take those opportunities. So there's a difference between, like, on Instagram, a lot of people, their success is kind of more geared on the numbers of who's seeing them, maybe for the opportunities that they have to be brand ambassadors or whatever the case may be. Whereas on LinkedIn, you want to, it sound, just from what I'm hearing you say, you want to have a more intentional, um you want to have a more intentional way of building your business, which means actually doing business. And for you, what I was hearing you say is that you went onto LinkedIn and you started connecting with people. You were going to networking events. You were really you filled up your calendar to show up and to be present and get to meet people and build relationships. Would you say that's accurate?
Yeah, exactly. I made sure like at least 3 events every week was what I said when I started. So started, I just made sure 3 events were on the calendar every week just to meet people. Because if you're not meeting the people because people post on LinkedIn, but you can't really get to know them by just reading their posts. When you get on these meetings with them and get on this one-on-one calls with them, you get to know them a little bit better, and you even hear some things you've never heard them post about before,
Of
which is
course.
which is which is really amazing. So I think it's fun when you build the business that way, building relationships. It helps the business really, and like not trying to just build to sell, just building a genuine relationship pay off.
That is awesome. Thank you. So, in closing, can you let people know? Because we kind of just jumped into the information, but can you let people know more about Bill Ions and what you do and how you can be of service? And of course, I'm gonna tag you in the post so people can follow you and watch your content and watch your lives and things like that. But let them know, what would you like people to know about you?
I love tech, I love software, I love music. That's definitely one thing you should know about me. These three things are very important to me. And everything I'm gonna spend my life doing is gonna be around tech, software, music. And so I started Be Lion Virtual. I started doing admin stuff, VA, just basic VA stuff. And that's I started the business in 2020, but I've been freelancing before that. So what I observed was that the part of the job I enjoyed the most was when clients came to me with a problem, like they're trying to set up a process or a project, but they can't figure out the softwares to use, or probably the ones they use are giving them problems. And I just come in and create something that out of the blue makes softwares work together and all that stuff. So setting up all that was really enjoyable. So I started pushing my focus towards that. And that's basically what I do Monday to Friday before I go on music over the weekends. But on Monday to Friday, go up, get on calls with clients to tell me, hey, Bill, we're trying to set up this process. Can you figure out the softwares we can use to do it? I said, yeah, definitely. And for me, it's more like a creative process because one thing about softwares is the creator could create it for something, but if you think creatively, you could create more solutions just using that one software. So it's enjoyable just creating solutions using softwares. I don't write them. I just use the ones that have already been out there just to do amazing stuff, really.
I love that because yeah, I think everyone, and that's what I love about the SaaS space is the creativity, the opportunity for creativity within it. And all of the um I love what's available for anyone to really jump into the space and immerse themselves in what's possible and help people, whether it is creating a software from the ground up or if it's utilize helping people utilize the software to maximize their potential in their business. So I love that, so that your company helps people to maybe even like you had said before, use what they already have and really learn how to use it to its full potential rather than you're not necessarily going to go in there and say, oh, here's a tech stack that you need to buy. You're going to say, hey, what do you already have, and let me show you what it's capable of. Is that about right?
Yeah, exactly. It's interesting. And sometimes it also gets them thinking, oh, I didn't even think of this. Can this happen? And I go and check, and then, wow, it can happen. So it's bringing that creativity into how people use software, which is the fun part of the work. Just being creative about how we use the software. And if we find something we can do, then we get a software to add to the ones we already have, and then fix the problem.
That is awesome. So